winter of Napidan Pine, deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia, 9 experienced hikers vanished into a frozen silence that still refuses to give answers. What rescuers found didn't just spark questions, it sparked fear, the kind that settles into your bones and whispers. Something impossible happened here. Their tent was discovered, slashed open from the inside. Bare footprints, half naked, desperate, trailed into the snow. Some bodies were found with crushed skulls, shattered ribs, and wounds no human attacker could have caused. Others had radiation on their clothes. And the forest felt like it had watched everything. The Soviet government sealed the area. They silenced the files. They forced a conclusion that convinced no one. A compelling natural force, whatever that means. But the truth leaks through the cracks, in autopsies, in secret reports, in testimonies that were never meant to see daylight. And tonight, you're going back there, to the pass where the wind screams like a warning, to the campsite where time froze in a moment of pure terror, to the 9 shadows that never came home. What really killed the Dyatlov group? A government experiment gone wrong? A military cover-up? A creature no one dares to name? Or something older? Something that has lived in those mountains long before humans ever arrived? Whatever happened on that mountain, it didn't want to be found. And yet here you are. Press play and step into the cold. The Ural Mountains are not gentle. They are ancient, jagged, and colder than anything a human body is meant to endure. But for the Dyatlov group, 9 of the most skilled, disciplined, fearless hikers of their university, this was supposed to be routine. A challenge, yes, but not a death sentence. On January 23, 1959, they boarded a train in Sverdlovsk, laughing, singing, documenting everything in meticulous diaries. They were young, strong, confident. They had no idea that every step forward was pulling them closer to a place locals already feared, a place the Mansi people called Kolatsyakhl, the Mountain of the Dead. To them, it was just a name. To the Mansi, it was a warning. As the group trekked deeper into the snow-covered wilderness, the air grew thinner, the wind sharper, like a knife testing the skin before the real cut. Their photos from those early days show smiles, snowball fights, warm camaraderie. But the last entries in their journals feel different. There's a change, a heaviness, a tone that almost seems to whisper, something isn't right. By the time they set up their final camp on the slope of Kolatsyakhl, the wind had reached a pitch that sounded less like weather and more like a voice, a warning, or a threat. No one knows what truly happened that night, but what is certain is this. Inside that tent, something terrified 9 seasoned hikers so completely, so instantly, that they didn't bother to put on boots or coats. They slashed the tent open from the inside and ran into the freezing dark, barefoot, half-dressed. Some didn't even have socks. This wasn't panic. This was pure terror. Later, investigators would stand exactly where the hikers once stood and report something unsettling. The mountain felt like it was watching, like the silence itself was holding its breath. The Dyatlov group didn't just encounter danger. They encountered something that made them run blindly into minus 30 degrees and never return. Whatever they saw, whatever they heard, whatever was out there. Chapter 2 will take you closer because the rescue team found the first bodies and nothing about what they saw made sense. When the rescue team reached the Dyatlov campsite, the wind was relentless. A low, guttural howl crawling over the snow like something alive. The tent stood half collapsed, half buried, but the moment they touched it, they froze. The fabric was shredded from the inside, not sliced clean, not torn by storms, ripped open in frantic, uneven slashes. Something or someone inside that tent pushed outward with desperate force. Inside, everything was eerily organized. Boots lined up, jackets folded, food neatly placed, 9 pairs of skis, 9 sleeping bags, all empty. It looked less like a campsite that had been abandoned and more like a life interrupted mid-breath. Then the searchers found the footprints, dozens of them pressed deep into the snow, leading away from the tent in a scattered path. Some belonged to 1 or 2 people, others to the whole group. Bare feet, socks only, a single left boot. Some prints showed no footwear at all, toes spread, skin freezing against the snow. And the tracks didn't show signs of struggle. They weren't running. They were walking. Like 9 people were calmly obeying a command no one else could hear. The rescuers followed the footprints until the trees swallowed the trail, and beneath a large cedar, half hidden by snow, they saw something that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. 2 bodies, frozen solid, Doroshenko and Krivonishenko, lying side by side, almost as if they had collapsed while trying to build a fire. Their hands were shredded. Branches of the cedar were broken up to 5 meters high, meaning they had climbed it in a panic, or to escape something on the ground. Then came the detail no one could explain. The skin on their hands and faces was blackened, as if burned. Not frostbite, not fire, something else, something violent. A few hundred meters away, the rescuers found 3 more bodies, Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, and Slobodin, all facing the direction of the tent, as if they had tried to return. But their poses were wrong. So wrong. It looked like they had simply fallen where they stood. No animal tracks, no signs of a fight. Just 3 young, healthy hikers, dead in the snow. But the real horror was still deeper, hidden under 4 meters of ice and silence. The last 4 bodies were missing, and when they were found months later, the mystery became something else, something no human explanation could cover. In Chapter 3, you'll see the bodies that changed everything, and the evidence investigators tried to bury: shattered ribs, crushed skulls, missing eyes, a missing tongue, and radiation. Whatever happened on that mountain wasn't just terrifying, it was impossible.